Good evening, everybody. It's Tuesday night, and tonight I have a guest with me, and we're going to talk a little bit about crypto and decentralization and why we think you should get your butts off of centralized exchanges. I'm talking to the bleachers here. Guys, you're already in Hex, you're already in Pulse Chain, and you have your MetaMask, you have your Aurochs wallet. You already know most of this stuff, but there's some of you who are stubborn and you're still using Coinbase and you're still using Binance to offboard your money and those kind of things. Well, we need to stop doing that. So tonight I have my buddy Ben. Welcome, Ben.
What's up? Thanks for having me.
No
How's
problem.
everyone doing?
As well as you guys know, Ben and I, we have our course coming up. We're going to go ahead and start shilling that from the beginning tonight. That you have 1 week left to sign up, and I don't know what's going on. You guys, you don't want to be trained by us. I mean, I'm pretty damn successful in crypto, so I'm going to be there in the event as well. And Ben's going to be doing the teaching. His slides and his show that his course are absolutely amazing. So he took a lot of time to do this for you guys. He took 3 months to build this thing. So if you guys want to learn from two guys that know how to be decentralized and know how to make money in crypto, then I would sign up. You got 1 week left.
That's right. Yeah, the deadline is the 12th, June 12th. So then there's going to be a week where we can kind of get our ducks in order when we know we got everyone, and we're going to add you all to like a Telegram group where you can't talk, but we can talk. So that'll be able to give you the links to join the Zoom call for the course. I'll probably allow you to comment on our post in this Telegram group, kind of like if you're in any of Matty Allen's Telegrams, you kind of like you can comment on stuff. So that way, if you have any questions or whatever, you can ask them, we can answer them. But the main things posted will be from us. And there you'll have a link to all the slides. You know, you'll be able to access all the stuff, the recording. So even if you can't make it live to the course, you have all the recordings. And the second part of the day, each course, I think we start at 11 a.m. The evening part is the live Q&A. So that's really probably the most important part to be able to go to live anyway. I don't know. But either way, I think the recordings will provide a lot of value. And I think even the course itself, just the written part is really, really good. And I've been kind of thinking about it, especially right now. If you're, someone who only has, like me personally, if I only had $1,000 to like put into something like crypto, I probably wouldn't spend $300 on a course. So just something to think about. I don't want anyone, it's not like this is the course that's going to tell you how to make a ton of money, but I do think it has information that could allow you to make good decisions and could help you avoid things that could cause you to lose money.
Yes.
Like there's 120 slide section on avoiding scams. Like all these really, really good examples. Like I have a ton of like crazy examples you might not even have known. Like there's some really complex, really good scams out there. So that's going to be really awesome. And then there's a security one where we, talk about hardware wallets and all that stuff. And, and you can learn more about DeFi. So you can know if someone tries to show you some protocol, you can be like, oh, I kind of know enough to know that sounds like total BS. And that's not decentralized. Why are they calling it decentralized? I remember people used to show me Celsius in this like crypto group I was a part of, and they're like, it's totally decentralized. And then I went to the front page and they asked for my email, and I was like, what? I was like, that's not decentralized. So
yeah, hey, invest in SafeMoon or these protocols that have failed over and over and over again. And I think that those of us who've been around a while, our bullshit lenses are on at all times, and we're seeing it really quick. I've been around long enough that I look at something in 1 minute, I'm like, I'm not really interested. And I constantly get shilled NFT stuff. I've got nothing against NFTs. It's just that's not my wheelhouse. That's not what I know. So I don't want to delve into something that I do not know. So for me, I stick to DeFi. And if you guys are like me and you got a little bit of gray hair, DeFi is probably where it's at for you, because you can set it and forget it. Or not really forget it, but set it and maintain it over time rather than have to be in there daily and trading and doing all that kind of stuff. This is not a trading course. What we're working on here, it's more of a I don't know, decentralized finance. You just earning yield. That's kind of what we're at.
I think it's pretty unique. I pretty much made it from my brain.
Yeah,
Like,
you did a great job.
What I thought was good, and it's a lot of stuff I learned from Richard Hart, from Ivan on Tech, just like real stuff that I think is just good, you know. So
let's see what everyone's got to say tonight. It was an interesting day. UFO to go says UFO landed. Crypto Bear. Now we are on Randy's channel. Maddie to Randy. Taco Tuesday in full force. Yeah, I was watching Maddie's show. I was in there chatting with the guys, and they're talking a lot about LP tonight and liquidity providing and why V1 versus V2. And you know, my mom says we have the best decks ever, and now 9 inch is heading our way. It doesn't get any better than that. Yeah. My mom, she knows. She pays attention. Hey, Mudhog. Hello, Pepe mi Pisano. Pepe's my Italian brother. Hey, Corey Geary. Corey Geary's hanging out in Puerto Rico. Watched their show this morning, Corey and Dane. Those guys are really taking it serious down in the Puerto Rico zone. Hello, Tex Hex. Jason Stromberg, good to see you. Hello, Lavazi from the Philippines. Luke Duke, meme coins are at it again. PP, Pepe, Shib are on the move. And I want to say something quick about that. The copies. I learned something pretty unique tonight from Crispy Man. I think it was Crispy that said it. It might have been Maddie. But they made a comment that even though a coin starts moving and it could do really well, the copy can do really well on Pulse Chain, be very wary because a lot of these exchanges like Binance, they have a lot of the copies of those tokens. And they could come in once a thing pumps 20, 30x and just wipe out the price. They could, they could come in and smash it because they got copies. So be very wary of those copies of meme coins. After hearing that, I'm just like, okay, I'm not going to participate. I like my poor pleb. I like my Pulse Doge win. 2 projects that I know that are meme coins built for Pulse Chain. I'll stick to those for sure. Ted says Decentralize getting a bump today with all the FUD from the SEC. Hoorah! That's what I'm talking about. This was great for us, don't you think?
Yeah, I think so. It's pretty funny.
It's the best marketing we can get. Labazi says, Randy, are you able to do a migration to Aurochs to Trezor video? Aurochs to Trezor video. You mean adding Trezor to the Aurochs, the same as MetaMask?
Maybe like taking an Aurochs seed phrase and putting it on a Trezor.
Yeah, maybe that's what it does. That's what he's talking about.
I've actually been thinking of doing some like Aurochs hardware wallet tutorials.
Do it. There's big things coming. I mean, I'm on the Aurochs team. I can't share it all, but there's some really, really cool stuff. These guys are the master tool builders, and they've been doing it since 2017 for crypto, and now they're going public. So they're not going to stop. They're not going to slow down. Just more money's coming in, and they're going to start building some massive stuff. And they just told me the other day that they're going full force on Pulse Chain. They're working on it at the current time. Get ready to have Pulse Chain fully integrated into the wallet. So I can't wait for that. So people won't even have to worry about putting in the RPC information. Hey, Brenton. Hey, Westcott. Good to see you, sir. The locksmith. Yes, I will, Crypto Berries. Hey, Christopher Andre. What's up, Ben? More Hex.
What's up?
Hey, Randy. What's up, man? The SEC trying to shake the weak hands out of the space. Yeah. Go. Let's do it. Absolutely. Let them shake them out. It'll be okay. I've been saying for months, right? Ben even knows. I've been saying since Shemitah series that this year is the Jubilee year. And in the Jubilee year, it's the year of the digital currency. We're leaving fiat and going to digital currencies. My birthday is July 5th, and over the July 4th weekend, that's when supposedly we're going to the new CBDC or Fed now. It's not a blockchain related token. It's more like a Venmo or one of those type of things, PayPal. It's really bullshit. It's just a coupon, right? So stay away from it. I wouldn't recommend using it if you can avoid it. But they're taking a page from the Chinese. The Chinese, they banned Bitcoin in 2017. And now Hong Kong, as of last week, it was last week, that they can trade in cryptos in Hong Kong again, which is Chinese national territory. So they waited, they got their CBDC ingrained in the system, and now they're delivering their allowing crypto again. So remember, I told you guys we're going to have a parallel system. You're going to have crypto, and you're going to have the CBDC system. And if you're not in the crypto system, there's not going to be many ways to make money. So I'm telling everybody right now, decentralize yourself, get used to trading off of you want to stay away from their stuff. I recommend getting into what we do, DeFi, get your wallets. If you can, make sure that they're private. I know that's hard to do. A lot of people don't know how to do it. I'm not going to go much into what that means here because, YouTube's watching. But go ahead and make sure that your stuff is set up and ready to go. And just know that the CBDC is coming. There's going to be two financial systems, ours and theirs. Anything to say on that, Ben?
Yeah, I mean, once you experience DeFi, you don't really want to go back to anything else. It's just awesome. Just being able to swap and send money. What's up, Westcott? Haven't talked to Westcott in a few days, and I miss him already. I'm like, oh man, Westcott.
It's your
Westcott
buddy. Black Label Expat says, how is the U.S. government going to auction the rest of the BTC they have if there are no exchanges in the U.S.? I think they used Coinbase last time. That's interesting. I'm not quite sure. They can give it to me if they want. I'll take it. maybe they'll just do a full auction and they won't have an exchange involved.
They'll do an OTC deal to China. Well, here exactly. You go, China. Take all the Bitcoin.
My mom said, you both will do a wonderful course and so many gray hairs will benefit. Hey, problem solver, you definitely need to sign up for the course, brother. He's one of my buddies. Whenever he's got a question, he sends me a question. I'm like, this guy needs the course. I mean, we don't care if you drink Coors Light the whole time. Just show up because he loves Coors Light. Hey, Alan, thank you, buddy. Appreciate that.
Good to see Alan.
And Sandy. She's everywhere. She always shows up. Says hi. Man. Hey, Bobby. Hello, Humberto. It's in Miami. Everyone says hello to each other. Blackaroni's in the house. Brenton's in the house. Tom C. And Luna Sea Point. She's flying in this weekend. Going to see her. She's coming to Panama. Looking forward to that.
Cool.
Another Hexagon flying in. I think should be number 8 that's come down to set up bank accounts and stuff here in Panama. That's amazing that so many people are coming down. And then when it says, how many X's for 9-inch? As many as can possibly happen in the next bull run. I would love to see it do 100X or 150X. That'd be absolutely amazing. Crypto Sloth, good to see you. Yeah, we didn't even say anything about Hedron or Icosa. What's going on? How the hell did he just said, hey, Ben and Randy are streaming. I better show up. Yeah, Bobby, you're right. That's exactly. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's.
Yeah, I've thought of making videos for that. It's pretty simple, but there should be a button inside of the Works wallet that just says connect hardware wallet and just make sure your hardware wallet's, signed in.
Yeah.
You've entered the PIN.
I'm actually getting another hardware wallet or a secondary because like I told you, my first one I had some suspect behavior. So I haven't used it.
Oh man.
Remember I told you it set up those 4 wallets right away. And I'm like,
right.
Why did it set up 4? That was kind of bizarre. I mean, like I'm not touching this shit. SEC being muscle for whales to accumulate seems to be Gary's own words today. FML. Yeah. I mean, maybe BlackRock, Goldman Sachs wanted to get a position. So they're like, make a huge red candle.
It's crazy. And then at the top of the market, they're going to be like, "Hey guys, we love crypto."
Yeah, exactly.
You're
We're,
like,
we're
"Oh,
so we're
sell."
so into crypto. Now's the time to buy. They're gonna be all over TV, and that's the time you sell.
BlackRock CEO is bullish on Bitcoin. It's like 80K.
Sell,
You're
sell,
like,
sell.
"Oh."
Okay, so this is true, so true. I mean, I was there in 2017 when China went off. They disappeared, right? Because they couldn't do crypto at all, and now they're back. And I can remember those China candles when China would wake up in the morning, and all of a sudden you have a big green dildo like coming through the roof of your house there, and I'd be like, "Whoa, China must be awake," because those were my trading days. It was wild in 2017. Hey, lights out. Could it be coincidence that the SEC started the shakedown on a full moon? Oh, if only people listened to the Randall. Hello, SMO Spider. Government giving out coups. Yeah. Oh God. Once again I want to say to the Hex community, we're amazing. We have so many women in the Hex community. I mean, what other community has this? Not many. Lights out. Yeah, I think he made a mistake with that thing, what he did. Yeah. Hey, Benny. Good to see you.
Thanks, man. Good to see you.
Benny is my best student. He just,
Oh, really?
yeah, he's doing great. He's my best student by far.
Nice.
This coming week, 13th or 14th,
Man.
old SEC emails will be released. Woo. Once you go, no, jeez, bro. Sometimes you got to be careful with the comments. You know,
Yeah,
I like to read them all, but I'm like, some of these guys, and their names, just don't drink Bud Light.
Yeah, Pac-Man's always causing drama in my chat. He riled up Johnny Chaos one day.
But we know, as streamers, we know Pac-Man, so I don't get riled up when he gets things going. Oh God. See, Mudhog's got it right. For US people, trust token or TUSD is a good way on and off. It works great. Almost everybody that has used it in the Patreon group they've had a couple issues, like it didn't go through as quickly as they had hoped or something like that, but it ultimately works out every time. So cool for them. Hey, Denise. Paul Sachs. I love this chat. Apex Spine. Hey, Randy, this is a question completely off topic, but a few weeks ago, maybe up to a month ago, I heard you on stream saying that you were looking to cash out 10% on every double. Maybe I'm wrong. Apex Spine. So this is how I do it. I pick a number that I want to start cashing out of a project. So for maybe a Pulse chain, let's use something that I would actually sell. Pulse chain I would borrow against. But say Poor Pleb. I've got a bunch of Poor Pleb. I've got a couple $1,000s worth. If Poor Pleb does a 10x and it turns into, say, $20,000, then I take off my initial investment, which would be like 10%. Or maybe I'll take out 20%, whatever I choose. And then every time it doubles, I take out 10 to 20% of the USD value of the token, not the tokens themselves, I don't take out 10% or 20% if there's a million tokens. I take out 10 to 20% of the USD value. So at that time, it's 20,000. I'll take out $2,000 to 10%. That doubles again, and it's worth 40,000. I'll take out 10% again, which is 4,000. But I still have plenty of PP tokens, and end up working out great. So it's a great way to take profits as the price is going up without having any regrets. Because one of the biggest regrets in crypto is when you sell your whole bag and then it goes and does a 20 or 30x and you don't have any tokens left. DCC taught me this, not taking out the profits, but he taught me to always keep a moon bag. And you don't want to ever sell 100% of your tokens of a project that you like or you think may do well in the future. Imagine being one of those early people in Dogecoin or Pepe, or what's another one that did really well? SHIB. You could have bought $100, $200 worth of SHIB in the early days and sat on it. It would have been worth millions. So those are the kind of things I'm talking about. What's your strategy, Ben? Do you have one? Or are you just YOLO? You just whatever happens?
Yeah, I mean, I have a video on it. Maybe I took it down, but it was basically like 10% at 10x, 10% at 50x from sack rate, 30% at 100x. Because for me personally, that would be like, you know, pretty great money. Like do some cool stuff. And also, Pulse Chain and PulseX, it's different than Hex. Like I'm thinking ahead to a potential 80 to 90% dips when everything inevitably crashes. So I'd like to have, I see that like, maybe an opportunity to buy back everything that I sold or more, not necessarily thinking short-term trading, but I mean, with the cycle, I mean, look at Hex. If I had, or if a person could have sold at like 55 cents, and waited and listen to Richard Hart, who says, in crypto things dip 97%. They could have really, they could have went and done a lot of cool stuff and then bought up an even bigger bag than they had before. And, obviously Hex is about staking, but with Pulse and PulseX, I think, yeah, nice, Humberto. Heck yeah. So, yeah, and honestly, I don't know, man. Like now, my strategy might be changing. Some I've literally just been thinking lately. Like, man, I need to kind of reassess because that's what I think crypto is. You got to think fast. You got to think on your feet and think critically and kind of assess everything as it comes and goes. So, the course
Exactly.
is $300, so I know that can be expensive, but I think relative to the value and compared to some other courses, it's a really good price. But I understand that can be expensive for people.
Oh yeah, but and like earlier, you made a comment. You said if it was $1,000, people might not make sense to do it. But believe me, if you're new to crypto, it's worth it
That is
because
true. Yeah,
it'll
mate.
save you so many headaches in the future. Not knowing how to do stuff, not like me. I've been since my ledger broke. I was like super lazy with my security, and I regret that. Right, and now I have my my stuff all set up, but I was really lazy, and at least now I have my air gap computer. I do all that kind of stuff until I get my new treasure here. So, and I thank you for that. For it kind of got me motivated to get back into security.
Oh, nice.
But every time I hear someone getting hacked and stuff, it's because they made a mistake. Uh, like there's one of our people in our Telegram that they were sitting there with their friend and they were sending a bunch of hex, about 600,000 hex, which is like 6 grand there, it was e-hex. And they were sending it across the bridge, but they went to the wrong URL for the bridge. So they didn't get hacked. They made a mistake that a scammer set up, right? And that's losing money, but it's not a hacker. How many times do we actually hear somebody getting hacked? Never,
I
I
I
never
had a
heard of anybody getting
yeah.
hacked.
I mean, I had a friend who had MetaMask and thought he was doing everything right. He wrote it down on a piece of paper, and then it was just gone. Like his money was just gone. And MetaMask stores your seed phrase in their browser.
Yeah.
So I mean, it could have been he could have clicked something, he could have done something. Who you just don't know.
You never know.
So I mean, that's why when I get people like, let's say you have long term hex stakes on a MetaMask seed phrase, and you have all your crypto on that seed phrase too. If you have enough, sorry, I'm getting distracted by the comments. But if you have enough, if you have a lot of hex stakes, it makes sense to migrate that seed phrase to a hardware wallet. But then you also need to get a second hardware wallet. I recommend, because that first seed phrase could have potentially been compromised in the past, and you just don't know it yet. Like, who knows? I mean, I've heard Papa Boner talking about. He's like the security expert. If people don't know who that is, funny name, but he's like, I learned a ton about security from him. But he's talked about how these guys say like they can go through, get a bunch of the files with the seed phrases from MetaMask, get it all packaged and sent back to them. So like, you're doing all you can when you put your seed phrase from MetaMask onto a hardware wallet. But but get all your liquid crypto off of that, out of that seed phrase onto a brand new 24 word Trezor seed phrase with a passphrase, because the Trezor, people could hack into the Trezor and get that 24 words. But if you made a 25th word that is a passphrase, yeah, you're good. So, yeah, I mean, without being too specific, I have, multiple hardware wallets, and you can have varying difficulty of passphrase or depending on what you want to do. And so, yeah.
Yeah, I've got one that I use for LP. That's my Aurochs wallet. I've got one I use for active trading with a small amount of money in it. That's just for, I was using it for the ratio trading. We'll see how that's, it's kind of dying off. I pretty much stopped doing the ratio trading because remember I told everybody it will calm down pretty quick, and it did. It's only been 3 weeks and the ratios have really calmed. We thought they were going to be all over for much. I thought maybe 6 weeks or so they'd be like all over the place, but it's not. Pulse and Pulse X, they started out at 4-to-1 ratio. They dropped down to a 2-to-1 ratio. Now they're back down to a 2.4-to-1 ratio. So remember you and I were talking about it when it was at 3-to-1. We're like, oh, you asked me if I thought it was going to go back to 4-to-1. I said, yeah, but I'm patient. I mean, it could happen. It's just when Pulse Chain has to catch fire. But what I did not suspect happening was the whole LP issue, where there was massive amounts of PLSX being burned, and that in the beginning, I think it's like 0.5% of all of the PLSX ever created have already been burned. thanks to the code error that we had in the liquidity providing on version 1. So I don't know about you. I was on version 2 for the last 5 days, ever since it came out, and I didn't like my rewards, what I was receiving. And so I canceled that today and went back to V1. Just because I want to at least get the incentive token. The rewards just weren't enough. It was not. I would say it was about half of what I was getting with INC. So
I've been doing pretty much no LPing. I did a little EHEX PHEX when that was incentivized, just because I had some liquid EHEX PHEX. I don't want to mess with my PulseX. I'm like, I've done it before. I'm a simple guy. I don't want to worry about the permanent loss. Let me make sure I get out. I don't want to have to sit there and calculate like, am I making enough ink to make up for any impermanent loss I might get or gains I might miss out on? Like, so Tom, you can't really, but you can use your Trezor with Pulse Chain. So you can't see your Pulse tokens and PulseX balance within the Trezor Suite app, but you can use your Trezor with Pulse Chain, and you just add the Trezor to Aurochs wallet or MetaMask wallet. And then you just transact like normal, and it's going to come, your Trezor is going to pop up and you'll approve it like you normally would doing a transaction on it.
That's why I keep telling people it's actually not in your Trezor. You have to be connected to your Trezor Aurochs or your
and you're still protected, but you're just using the interface of this wallet.
Christopher says, we'll be covering this in the course. Absolutely. There's a large section on security. Man, I have never seen a course where somebody goes so deep into security, because it's so important.
It's good. Yeah. We'll be covering like a lot of stuff. I think after the first course, if there's people on the fence now and they don't do it, once a bunch of people take it and hear about it, they're going to be like I'm really excited. Like, I really do think people are going to be like, yo, that was like awesome.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was so quick to work with you. I'm like, hey, yeah, he sent me the course. He's like, what do you think of this, Randy? I'm like, when do you want to do this, man?
Man, thanks.
How long use the interfaces of MetaMask or Aurochs? Yeah.
The course is going to take place over 4 days, Jojo. It'll be recorded. If you can't make it live, it's from like 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. And this is all rough estimate too, because it's our first time running it. So like, it could take longer, could take less, but you'll have all the recordings, and then you'll have the actual slideshow, which it was originally written as a slideshow that didn't necessarily need someone teaching it, but just someone teaching it can add all kinds of context and people can interact and stuff. So yeah, it's as long as you want it to be, but it's going to be 4 days, like 6 hours each day is what we've estimated. And you can always, if you can't make it, you get the recordings for 30 days. You get the copies of the slides for 30 days. And we're not like a-holes. So if something happens to you, it's not like we're going to be like, sorry, buddy, like rug pull, yank. We'll figure something out. And there's probably going to be some stuff, no expectations. There might be some stuff that I'll give you that you can keep, like the little mini guides or some kind of something cool. There'll be a lot of value that's not mentioned in the description.
Muse Bandit says, which treasure is best? It's just the old original, right? Not, you don't need
like the
one.
$69 one. Just make sure you're buying it from the Trezor.io.
Yeah.
Do not buy it from anywhere else. Don't buy it from Amazon. Don't buy it from whatever.
That's my lesson. Keep it simple, guys. New device and offline. Yeah, that's exactly what I did. I actually have a new Mac. I actually got a refurbished one. I know people are like, oh, Randy, why did you buy a refurbished computer? You got enough money. You could buy a new one. I'm like, look, I don't care. It cost me $350, and it's totally wiped, totally brand new, and it's a great offline device. It's never connected to the internet. When I do connect it, I plug it in with wire, so it's not on Wi-Fi. And I never recommend using your crypto device using Wi-Fi. I preach that all the time. Plug it in, man. Plug it in. Yeah, Pac-Man's right. I totally agree with him. You don't really need a hardware wallet. It's just one extra thing to have. That's all. Shout out to Crypto Millionaires Corey for helping me get my treasure set up, put together. Oh, awesome. Corey, thank you for helping, buddy. Muse Bandit. Sandy B, the dude. The other Sandy's here. I have 4 Samsung tablets for four wallets only for offline. Wow. Awesome. Dang, that's serious. I bought one from Amazon, but I never used it because I'm skeptical. Yeah, that's exactly what happened to me. I set it up and it added four wallets for me. And I immediately wrote Ben. And I'm like, Ben, is this normal? And he's like, doesn't sound normal. So I'm like, okay, sketched out. I'm not using this one. G. Lewis says, hi, Randy and guest. What are your thoughts on a pulse chain rally going into July? It's totally possible. I've been expecting this. I've been saying this for a long time. I think that pulse chain is going to have its own bull run for the summer. And then everything's going to take a crap in the fall. Early, I say, August, September, October. It's going to be a rough couple months. Then Rosh Hashanah ends. And for those of you guys have been following me for a while, I've been talking about Shemitah for a while. This is the Jubilee year. It ends in Rosh Hashanah, which is the Hebrew New Year. And I think we're off to the races after that. I think that begins the next 4-year cycle for crypto. People say usually the bull run starts after the Bitcoin halving, which will be in May or April, one of those 2 months. But it doesn't. It actually starts getting priced in prior. And then when the actual halving happens, the price dips and then it just goes up. It goes crazy. So I expect that to be the beginning. So say September going into October, November, that's when the bull market will begin. And also remember, the U.S. has their elections. The election cycle begins in November for the 1 year prior. And they will not let the market look bad during that time. They want voters coming out and saying, oh, they did a good job. Let's keep them in office, because we have an incumbent this time. And we'll have Sleepy Joe going up for re-election. So it should be interesting. And I don't see the Federal Reserve continuing to raise rates during an election year. You see what they just did. They raised the debt ceiling. So everything's pointing towards 6 to 8 months from now, we're going into a bull season. That's what I'm saying. Everyone, any good questions here? No. If I currently have hex stakes protected with a Trezor, is there any way to improve my security? Air-gapped computer. That's about what you can do.
Yeah, if you don't have a passphrase on that Trezor, you could add a passphrase and then stake through that wallet with the passphrase. Have added security that way as well.
For sure. You know what I'm going to do? I want to see what's going on, so we can comment on this. this is pretty important, I think. Let's just show folks the numbers, what's happening on Pulse Chain. Oh, geez, look at this. Pepe is down 35% today. Telling you folks, gotta be careful with these meme coins, these copies. Pulse X is at 4052, so it's down just about 50% from the sacrifice price. Pepe again, man, Pepe's been hot though. Look at that. It's got two of the top three slots for amount of volume. That's on V1 and that's V2. So it's the number one coin on both. It's amazing to me. INC is 2355. That's pretty interesting. I know a lot of people thought the INC is going to go crazy. I heard rumors today that it might become a DAO token. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see that.
And like 9inch is going to be using their token as a DAO to vote on what coins get used in the pools.
I think that was the idea originally.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what's happening with 9inch. So I imagine that sooner or later, Rich is going to make that announcement for 1inch or not 1inch. Shit, INC. Let's see. EHEX is 0.0119 or almost 0.012. It's just up a sliver today. SHIB. People are starting to buy these coins. Everyone's speculating about buying these things. I would not touch what is this one? Shiba Inu? What is that? The Jewish version of Shiba? We got Shiba. All these coins, man. Okay. Regular Hex is 0.0155. Pulse X still, what was PLS? Here it is. 0.3013. So 30% above the SAC rate still. So we're doing pretty good, I think. Link, yeah. Look at Link. See, people are speculating. Lincoln's up 13%. Why would, unless you have an announcement from the Link, the company, I would not be touching this token. That's just crazy to me. Poor Pleb is down 4.5% today. I picked up some from Poor Pleb earlier on my other wallets. Hedron's down 7.75. Poor Hedron. I don't know what's going on. It's just been suffering. What the hell, XRP? The heck, XRP is not an EVM token. How is that even possible?
That's funny. It's got to be a scam.
For those of you guys who do not know, EVM is Ethereum Virtual Machine. It means it's a smart contract token. XRP is not that. Did you hear that? Here's Doge. Did you hear that a bunch of the where'd you go? I clicked the wrong one. That a bunch of XRP was sold the other day. Millions upon millions of XRP were sold, and it was the company selling them.
Yeah, haven't they been doing that forever?
Bam, dumping on their heads, man.
Funny, like all these coins, they do what like the haters accuse Richard Hart of, or the OA of, like one day doing. It's like that's literally what all these coins you like do to you all the time.
Yep. I think Clockmatics made sure Hindu, not Jewish. Very good. That's funny. Foxtrot Juliet Bravo won't make it to the 2024 elections. Oh, Lunacy Point, calling it out. Mr. Big Payday says election. You mean selection. Backman says Z Joe looks like he's done already. I don't know how he's still in office. I mean, I'm not a politics guy, okay? But when you got someone so incompetent and everyone sees how incompetent he is, how come he's not been taken out, said, okay, guys, he had a good run, but it's not a time to yank him out. And even if it is the backup, the VP, I don't even know her name. If she could step up, be president for the next year and a half, I think it'd be better than this. Jeez.
Well, apparently, some people think that'd be even worse. So.
Yeah, I understand. I understand the point. There we go. Clint Tron says, when the Shemitah coin? It only pumps. It pumps for 6 years and dumps for 1. Hello, excited. Tripod side lawyer fees. LOL. What's that for? Mr. Rock Jockey. Hello. And Sparky. All right. That's so fun. Every time I see Sparky's name, it reminds me of my dad because my dad's nickname was Sparky when he was a firefighter.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Today was my last day I could return my treasure I got from Amazon. I just made the cutoff. It was a sign. Thanks for speaking out. You're welcome.
Nice.
Well, I'm in Panama. I don't get those. I can't return anything from here. So whatever I get, I just got to deal with it.
Yeah, a friend of mine, I've been telling him to get a hardware wallet forever, and he got a Ledger, and then literally his Ledger arrived right as that whole drama happened. He was like, crap, I got to return it and get a Trezor now. And I told him to get a Trezor in the first place. I was like, dude, I told you.
The whole administration is competent. Kamala is worse than Binance. The best of two evils at the moment. Look, you guys. Oh man, we got a lot of. Oh god. Oh geez. I'm not even gonna say those out loud because I like my YouTube channel. And I'm not even a conservative. Everyone knows I'm more anarchist, libertarian. But yeah, it's when I see those kind of comments like, hey. What's up, Pepe? I don't know what else to say for people out there. This whole idea that people are still listening and using this garbage called centralized exchanges just makes me think. Now I understand why Richard used to get so angry on his live streams. He's like, he used to use the RETARD word all the time. Like, why are you guys using these centralized entities to keep your crypto, whether it was Celsius, whether it was BlockFi, whether it was Binance or Coinbase and those kind of things. And he used to get so frustrated. You could see the anger in his eyes. Like, I've been telling you folks, don't use these things. And then wreckage happens. So think about all these. Everyone that Richard has mentioned over the years is now defunct or they're being sued by the SEC. Every single one of them. And those of us in this community, we're untouched unless we optionally choose to keep our money in those places. Apex says, is Panama crypto tax friendly like Puerto Rico or other countries like that? Well, it's all about setting up your entities. So you have a foundation. What we're doing is we're gonna have a foundation here. We also have a corporation, but we're not going to use it. We're going to choose something different. Maybe set up a corporation in Cook Islands or BVI, something like that. And that way my kiddo, when it's time to pass everything over, it's very easy for him to take over. And all the assets will be in the foundation name and those kind of things. And the corporation will be in the foundation name. So it's about protecting your future and those things. So that's what we do here in Panama. So you're still liable for your taxes when you move overseas as an American. I know there's a lot of Americans in the chat. That's why I'm saying that. So if you're Canadian, or you're Dutch or something like that, and you move here, it's like paradise because your countries are so nice and friendly. Unlike the U.S., there's only 2 countries in the world that force their tax slaves to still pay their taxes when they're living abroad, and that is the United States and Eritrea. And Eritrea is a tiny little country that 99% of you can't even point on a map. So it's like there's only one real country that matters that taxes its citizens on its worldwide income. So yeah, it's not cool. So that's why, people are like, oh, Randy, how come your son doesn't have a U.S. passport? Let me think about that for a second. Corey says, people usually learn when they experience the mistakes, and still most people never learn. No, they just don't. They don't. Oh, G. Lewis says, did you guys skip my second comment? I apologize. It was a weird comment. Thank you guys for the stream. Oh, I don't know, G. Maybe I did skip it because there was a bunch in there that were I have same feelings, short rally up, followed by a significant correction. Dry powder this September is going, yeah. Get ready for that dry powder in the fall. That should be interesting. I've been saying it for a while. And waters above, he was actually a little bit more bullish than I am. I'm still pretty pessimistic on the market. As I said, it was a sucker's rally. And if we didn't stay above 27, we were going to drop. And that's what happened with Bitcoin. And now we have all this news on the full moon, and we dropped down to 25 something. I don't even know here what's the price right now. 27. Wow, crap. We're back above 2017 or 27010. Wow.
Nice.
Bitcoin's being pretty resilient. We'll see. Yeah, self-custody is where it's at, Sparky. Stay sane in this crazy world. Breathe.
Nice.
Yeah. It's kind of what I tell my wife all the time. It's so funny. Yeah, you're going to be married soon, Ben. So let me tell you how it goes. So I'm a very positive person. I stay away from the news. I stay away from reading newspapers. I don't. The most diabolical place I go is probably Twitter, and you get a lot of negative stuff on Twitter. But if I see an account that's saying negative things, I'll just mute them so I don't have to have them in my feed, and that because I don't want to see that negative stuff. But my wife, she has something called a mom, and her mom is one of those people that watches TV all day, watches the news all day. So she'll call her up at like 6 p.m., 7 p.m., 8 p.m. Oh my God, you won't believe what happened today. The world's falling apart. And she just spews all this information at her. And then my wife's like, did you hear this? Did you hear that? I'm like, get away.
Oh,
I mean, it's like, I told her, this is how it used to be early in our marriage, the first probably 8 years or so. And then the COVID thing was just the end of I couldn't take it anymore. I said, no more. I said, I don't want to hear what your mom has to say. And I said, I recommend that you tell your mom not to tell you those things so that you don't have to get paranoid. You don't have to get scared, those kind of things. Because during the pandemic, everybody was getting fearful. Her mom was the top of the fearful list, just totally,
oh God,
adding all this stuff to the already nervous energy. And I was doing all I could do to keep my wife sane, right? Because she was the one that was losing her shit. She was the one that was spraying the bags. And I'm like, what are you doing? I've been a nurse for 30 years. You don't have to do that. That was one of those,
I had a family that at a holidays was like, now we need to wipe all the groceries. It's like, but you were using your phone in the grocery store and you touched the groceries and you touched what in the world?
What's going on? but everything that bad happened.
We haven't wiped them down. I'm like, what the fuck?
It was just craziness. So it just got really bad. I told my wife, I said, enough is enough. I said, you need to tell your mom to stop. You don't want to hear. I'm trying to have her level up. I want her to level up too. I got rid of all the negative in my life. I want her to start trying to get rid of the negative in hers so that our life can be more peaceful. And by the time we got to Mexico, which is about 7 months after the whole thing started, no more negative, man. It was great. We partied like rock stars at the beach. We had a great time for that 7 months that we were in Mexico. And it was really nice. And I think once we got there and she got to see what life was like, living having positive influence around you all the time, it really changed her perspective. And ever since then, we haven't had to deal with it. So for those of us out there who have spouses, it could be man or woman, doesn't matter. If there's a certain way that they act, and I'm sure many of you are going to agree with me, that if you want them to start to believe the way that you believe, you don't force it upon them. You slowly change it. It's like centimeters at a time. You're taking it real slow. You're not trying to force it down their throat. Literally, you're like, suave, because it just works way better that way, and you're not going to have a hard time. A perfect example is, and this one, this is very personal, but you guys know me. I'm an open book. Was a circumcision for my son, and when I brought it up, I said, "We're not going to circumcise," and because I'm a nurse, and I said, "There's no reason to do such a thing to a young boy," and my wife was like, "Oh my God, I'm Catholic. That's what we do." And I said, "You're going to cut off, okay, you're going to cut off your son's meat because of religion. That's, to me, that's kind of wild. I said, here, I want you to go home when we get home, because we're about to have a fight. And I said, I'm not going to fight about this. I said, I want you to watch a video and see what they do to the little boys, and then let me know. She watched one video. She goes, I'm not fucking doing that to my kid. I'm like, good. I'm like,
Nice.
let him keep his meat. I'm like, someone's going to clip this. Watch. Let him keep his meat.
Banned from YouTube.
Oh, God. Oh, jeez. But that's how I feel when it comes to marriage. You don't force anything. You have to do it real soft. And whether same thing for them. And it took her years to get me to be to pick up a little bit, because I'm a messy guy. I've always been messy. And my wife's like, will you clean up your room? I'm like, why? My mom's the same way. She's been fighting with me for years. And I'm like, why? Makes no sense. But I've gotten way better in the last 12 years since we've been married.
Nice.
Let's see what we got. Some comments here. Mass psychosis. Yes, it was.
Oh, man.
What time will the course be in Australia? Western time, same as Singapore?
It'll start at 11 p.m. I looked that up. I saw that. So, but like I said, if you can't make it live, I still think that just the written PowerPoint and being able to watch the replays is good. So, but yeah, unfortunate. Sorry, we tried to get the course at a good time, but it's hard. Like, I don't know.
You're welcome, Apex. Yeah, you can't fit it into all time zones. That's the thing. You gotta pick your battle. And then what we decided on was most of our followers are either in Europe or North America, so we won't buy those time zones.
And one thing too is, like, probably after this first course, parts of the course will always just be a recording, because a lot of it is stuff that's timeless. It's just, this is the first one, so it's all live with recordings. But probably in the future, we'll like just use the recordings from the first course for some of the sections, not all of them, but some of them, because it's just stuff that's timeless. So I don't think you're missing out like too much, but it's up to you.
Hey, Chico, good to see you, sir. Oh, God.
Yeah, it is exhausting. Like, those people who kind of they feed off of like negative and I don't know, anger. Because I just had some family in town, and that's kind of, they're only having fun when they're like vilifying someone or something. Oh, did you hear about such and such celebrity that's dating? Oh, this politician, he's a freak. He did that. And I'm just like,
that's what my wife used to be. Annabelle used to be like that. She was all into the into celebrity gossip and all. I'm like, I can't say I don't give a fuck, but I would just listen. Right. And I'd be like, okay. And then I would just say things, I'd rather not talk about those kind of things. Is that okay? And when you phrase stuff like that over time, it just goes away.
Yeah, I could take a page out of the book. My girlfriend is not really like that, but my immediate family, just this stuff I don't care, and I don't know how to say I don't fucking care.
That's what I'm saying. But you can't say it like that. You got to be more. You got to be more political about it. You don't want to rip their heads off, because then they won't forgive you for it. Especially if there are people that have had trauma in their lives, they're not going to they're not going to be very forgiving. They're going to come back at you with a knife.
There is just this. They were having a heated debate in my kitchen about Israel and Palestine and all these stuff. I'm like, I don't know anything about this. I'm like, who cares? Why don't we have fun? Why don't we have fun? The conflict. We're not freaking war generals. Like, what? Who? Why does this matter? I don't understand.
Yeah, it definitely matters. Just that it's not much that we can do about it.
Exactly.
The people over there need to stand up and do something about it. I've always said that about life in general, is that don't worry about what's going on in the town over. Let the town over straighten their own stuff up. That's just how I feel about it. That's why people are like, oh, Randy, you left the U.S., you abandoned your country. Why don't you stand and fight? No. My Italian ancestors who left northern Italy when it was falling apart, when the economy was falling apart, they took their wealth, they moved to the United States.
Right.
That they saw opportunity. Well, I went to a country where there's opportunity, and now the actual opportunity is to maybe go. I could go back to Europe and flourish if I wanted to, kind of like Richard Hart. Right now, you don't want to be a national citizen in any of those countries, but it's not a bad place to be if you've got wealth and your money's earned elsewhere. So I'm just one of those people that people like to talk smack about me because I left my country, but I've been gone for 12 years. I couldn't have been happier. I started up a new tribe. And when I say a new tribe, I'm not talking about Panamanian tribe. My people here are from all over the place. I got, if they're listening, I got friends from Fiji. I got friends from Canada. I have friends from a former U.S. citizen who is now a citizen of Vanuatu. I've got friends that live in Malta, really close friends. And I got people all over the world. So, someone said, Randy, are you taking another trip to Europe this year? I'm like, absolutely. We're planning on it. We're going to go at the end of the year, and we got friends all over the continent, and we're going to stop by and see everybody. Merry Christmas. I can't wait. It's like, I have a tribe, and it's not by nationalities. It's by something called crypto, and we have our own little community, our own little family. And I love it. I could sit down with anybody who's in Hex or meet them within a few minutes. You're giving hugs and high fives. And you're like, hey, man, it's great to meet you finally. I feel like I've known you forever. That's how it is with our community. And I don't feel that in anything else in my life. So it's just a benefit to being in such a great community in crypto. Oh, Black Label says, if I have an Italian ancestry, why don't you get Italian citizenship? I don't qualify. What happens, my this is, for those of you guys who do not know, Italian citizenship is not as easy as some of the other ones. It has to be through your patriarchy. So one of the males in your family, they couldn't have broken their blood bond. So when they came to the U.S., my great great grandfather was Italian, and then he had my grandfather. But before my grandfather was born, he became a U.S. citizen, broke that bond with Italy. So then he's my great grandfather. He was born as an American, and there was no more Italian bond because he had already given up Italian citizenship before that was his being born happened. So I already did all that research. I did that research like 15 years ago, and I found out I didn't qualify. It was really sad. Yeah. Kings Meadow says, is there any benefits to sacking for 9-inch in a group? They might get more points. I think that's what their goal is. They can go up to 2.5x if they're the largest sack. If they're not the largest sack, then it goes like 2.4. There's a sliding scale. So if you have a group going in, they're bigger than my buddy sacrificed 1.9 million for 9-inch. So unless that sack is bigger than 9-inch, or that 9-inch sack is bigger than 1.9 million, then it's not going to get the 2.5x, sadly. So then the other option is do it on your own. But a group is going to do fine, in my opinion. See, Luna C Point just applied for Irish citizenship by descent. Yep.
Nice.
Awesome. We'll talk about that. She's coming down. She'll be here this weekend. We'll chit chat about it. But brother, well, thanks for coming on. Once again, let me put this up. Let's have an outro showing the course. Go ahead. You hit it.
Yeah. So I'm not the best promoter.
You're too humble.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So I do think the course is going to be really, really good. It's the first one, so I think I'm a little hesitant as well to be like, this will guaranteed be awesome, because I haven't had people we haven't done it yet. But I have had people look at the slides. Randy's looked at it and was like, this is awesome. I've had people tell me to charge thousands of dollars for this thing, and I'm like, well, so yeah, I think there's a ton of value in this. Like, this stuff you see, I don't know, these big banks are in a meeting to learn crypto from some guy. They're learning like total bullcrap. I think this is like the stuff that's like actually like the stuff they're going to want to learn 10 years from now. They're going to be like, oh, wait, this is like the actual information.
Yep.
So, yeah, I think if you want a shortcut, like a big shortcut, I wish I could have had this kind of knowledge when I got in, because
Me too.
this is all just like stuff I've learned and accumulated over time. And I've watched all these hours and hours of Richard Hart streams. Like, not everyone has time to do that. So, I just think it's a really good opportunity to shortcut and to avoid a lot of costly mistakes. I've lost thousands of dollars doing stupid shit that I wish someone would have maybe laid it out in a course, not just saying, hey, this is bad, don't do it. This is bad. Here's why. Now, do you still want to do it? Okay, go do it. But here's why. Here's all the logical reasons why it could be a bad idea. And then me and Randy are going to have a Q&A. We're going to talk. We're going to have some special guests. I think it's really, I don't know. I don't want to say underpriced. I think it's a great deal. And I think if you're hesitant after the first run, you'll be like, dang, I should have signed up. So I'll sign up for the second one. That'll be okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So $300 and you guys will be on all set and ready to go. Well, Ben, thanks for coming on, man. I appreciate you.
Thanks for having me.
Everybody, I'll see you tomorrow night. Cheers.